Alright, that went smoothly. Thanks for the notebook. So that's the monster notebook, is it? It looks pretty worn, definitely of some importance. Yes, that's all well and good, but was it really worth putting our lives on the line for that? I appreciate a passion for research, but all this was just reckless. We came through the ordeal safe and sound. That outcome shall suffice for now.
What should we do?
Shall we head back to the entrance? Sure. Let's head back.
I'm going back.
Sure, good idea. No point to pushing ourselves too hard. That's my monster notebook. Oh, my sweetest of treasures. I thought we would never meet again.
Thank you.
Cannot express my gratitude. Oh, it's all so moving. I almost feel like crying. No one on the island understands my fascination with monsters, but that didn't stop me from meticulously documenting all my findings in this notebook. This knowledge has proven invaluable, and I've earned quite a bit of money from it. I'd like to make even more so that overprotective brother of mine can stop worrying.
Right?
I can understand that, but your brother has some legitimate concerns. You should probably avoid dangerous places like this from now on. Yes, I've already realized that, which is why I want to hire you all to be my personal bodyguards. I now accept that I need an armed escort. I'll pay you quite handsomely. I assume your answer is yes, because who can turn down steady income these days? I can turn it down.
Hey.
Sorry, but we got better things to do. Next time you pull a stunt like this, you'll only hurt your brother, you know? What if it had been him coming to avenge you and he got killed for it? How would that make you feel?
What more can I do?
That would be a rather undesirable outcome. Perhaps you should just forget what I said. I suppose I have no choice. I'll look for a safer method of conducting research. In any case, I'm grateful that you brought my precious notebook
Till
back to me.
next time.
Now it's time for me to make my way back to the island. Until next time. Think she'll be okay by herself? Well, I guess if the tower didn't kill her, she'll
Alright.
probably be fine. Let's head back to Virgo Island so we can tell her brother what happened. Bow, bow. I spammed dodge roll a lot and always ambush enemies, and then synthesis skill had a lot less trouble. I think the game is just designed to make it where you have to exploit everything. Maybe. I kind of feel like I don't really like that. When the game first showed the whole, like, hey, if the enemies are low level, you can just do a basic attack to, like, kill them, I was like, oh, that's neat. With, like, instead of having to go through the turn-based thing to, like, kill super weak enemies, you can just do, like, quick action. It's just, like, a more actionable piece of, like, Persona 5's insta-kill move. But as I've gotten further in the game, I don't know, I find the enemies pretty annoying with their hitboxes, because I feel like when I go for stun breaks against the higher level enemies, a lot of times it'll be like, oh, they're getting knocked back, so I can keep hitting. But then all of the sudden, they'll be like, actually, I have super armor. And then they, like, hit me, and it's like, oh, now you're in the big, like, you're getting ambushed, and et cetera, and I just don't really like it all that much. It's kind of, really, at the end of the day, I just find it kind of annoying.
Right?
Which I could definitely just, like, be better about dodge rolling. I don't know, that feels like more like slower gameplay, and that'll slow down the gameplay, and even if it works better, it'll make me have less fun at the end of the day. I don't know, I think it's just a thing where I'm personally not a very big fan. If the game does expect, like, hey, every time you walk into a room, you must immediately, like, pivot, like, get an enemy to attack you, dodge it, then hit it, and then it's gonna attack again, dodge it, hit it. Now you can do the turn-based gameplay with an advantage, and if you don't have that advantage, then it's really gonna suck for you. If that's, like, the loop that it wants you to do in every single dungeon, and that's what you have to do to make the fights less annoying, I think at the end of the day, I just kind of find that less fun. I would rather that wasn't the case. So, you know. It's a good thing we were able to convince the Magnus brothers to stay on the island until our fake lance is ready. I'm also, like, I'm still having overall fun with the game. Plenty of fun, to be clear. I'm just listing, like, my small grievances. So, the game isn't untenable enough to where I'm like, okay, I'll change my entire playstyle to, like, do this dodge roll stuff, because I don't find it as fun, right? I don't really, when I'm playing this game, let me put it this way. When I go to a dungeon or when I load up this game to stream, I'm not thinking to myself like, oh man, I can't wait to get into a dungeon and then dodge roll an enemy 3 times and hit them from behind and then do turn-based combat. That's not what I enjoy out of the game, and I don't want to, so I don't really do it that much because I don't find it fun. That makes the game less fun to me. I would rather just get into I'd rather it be like Persona 5, where when you sneak up on the enemy, if you sneak up on them, then you just get the advantage, and that's it. Because that's how it is in Persona 5, and it's like that in Persona 3 and 4 too, right? You only get advantage in 3 and 4 if you if you attack them from behind, I think. In Persona 5, you have, like, hiding spots, and you can just jump straight to them. But, like, I do not enjoy the whole, like, sneak up on the enemy, stun them by hitting them, now you have the advantage. I'm playing a turn-based game. And to be clear, I prefer real-time action games. Like, those are my favorites. But this is a turn-based game, and I want to be playing a turn-based game. When the game is like, hey, you can do an overworld attack to kill enemies that are like 5 levels lower than you to just skip through them, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I like that. When the game is like, hey, these enemies 4 levels higher than you, you have to play a little bit of real-time action. You have to dodge roll them. You have to hit them from behind. You have to set your archetype to be the right one to hit their weakness, so on and so forth. That I'm more like, that's not what makes Metaphor fun to me. And I don't really want to do it because it makes the game actively less fun. I would rather just get to the turn-based combat because that's the fun part of Metaphor, because that's what it's built around. So I guess what I'm saying at the end of the day is that I understand that the solution to the whole, like, wow, this enemy is suddenly, like, 5 levels higher than me and, like, has Mega Down and is really annoying, might be you have to really abuse the overworld, like, the pre-combat, like, stun mechanic dodge and all that. But if that is how the game is designed, then I personally just don't like that. And other people might like it more. They might be like, I love the overworld, like, little combat, like, dodge roll 3 times, stun the enemy, switch to sword to be able to do it. But more power to you, I guess. I don't like it, and coming from, like, Persona and whatnot and other Atlus games, like Soul Hackers, not just Persona, but, like, Soul Hackers 2, and, what's the other Atlus game I really like? Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I personally I just don't find it. I don't find it engaging. I don't find it very fun. What it really is I find it a chore. The idea that every time I see an enemy that I can't just instantly kill with overworld combat in a dungeon is, hey, if you want to fight this guy, you need to do a little, like, do-si-do beforehand before you can actually get to the combat that the game is actually, like, that is, like, the main source of the game's combat. To me, I find that more like a chore than I do fun, and thus I don't like it. So, you know. I'm not saying that, wow, the game doesn't give me a way to deal with this, because apparently chat is saying it worked for, or at least one person in chat is saying it worked for them to do that. I'm saying that if that is what you have to do for all the encounters in the dungeon, I personally find that more like a chore than I do enjoyable, and I would find the game more fun if they just kind of, I would rather them just cut that out. I would rather just be able to skip straight to the turn-based combat. If I want to do real-time action, I'll load up FF7 Rebirth or a Tales of game or something. So, you know. There's my little rant on that. Still having a ton of fun with the game, though, because the turn-based combat, other than the miss mechanic, is mint. It's very good. Well, it's a good thing we were able to convince the Magnus brothers to stay on the island until the lance is ready. This is repeat dialogue, I'm pretty sure. We're only like 3 days from the deadline, right? We're gonna get to this deadline today.
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
Seems Barden sent me a package. Hey, dude, still need you to come beat this level 60 worm. Please, here's a panacea. I'm basically bribing you. Please help. We're all in danger.
Well then.
I'll think about it, Barden. I'll think about it. Yufa, yes, we will definitely be ranking you up ASAP. After I turn in some quests. Or at least a quest. Welcome back. My sister returned safely just before you arrived. She got here awfully fast. She's quite familiar with the currents that swirl around these seas, it seems. Anyway, as promised, here's your reward. Let's go.
Mission accomplished.
Pique curiosity. Yo, give me that courage up is what I really want.
All right.
Only 4? I was hoping for a little more than that. Never imagined she'd still be alive, but I'm thrilled to be wronged. It really is fortunate she's back safe and sound.
Hey.
You should try to talk to her again about pulling stunts like this. It can't be good for your heart when she does this, right? You're not wrong. My sister is a hopeless fool, a perpetually selfish brat, and entirely bereft of common sense. Why me talking about my sister? It's a shame she's so adorable. Not me talking about my sister. Never mind. I immediately take it back. I regret everything I've said. Wah! Have you seen the way her eyes light up when she talks about monsters? She's been that way since we were kids. When she looks at me like that, I can't be angry. But this time really pushed me to my limits. I'll have to train harder so I can be the one to protect her. Suddenly it all makes sense why she is the way she is. Now, excuse me, but I must continue my physical training. You people are our saviors, and I pray you'll have good luck through your journey. We got a reward and nobody got hurt, so I know I shouldn't complain, but those two are a pain in the butt. Let's hope they're done causing problems. You know, it's fine. Probably. We have no deadlines on any of these. The only one of these that are actually actionable is the one-eyed scoundrel one, which will give us more courage. We'll wait until after the deadline to do this because it takes 2 days. Can't hang out with Juna. I just wanted to see if she was an option. Maria, do I still not... Oh, no, I got my imagination to 4. I need to get my tolerance to 4 for you. Let's rank up Yufa.
It's all right.
Don't worry, the tides will change, yada yada. I have a favor to ask of you, Rogue. Would you accompany me to the church in Brawlhaven? That church just gave me such a strange feeling, and I've been thinking about that promise I made to Ovi. Let's head over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I honestly hope I'm just imagining things, but I feel like we should make sure everything is okay. Let's go. Oh, you know what we might do right before the deadline? Or I might do it at the start of the next deadline. We should do that... We should do the Brawlhaven Arena. That might be a good way to try and catch me up level-wise a little bit, because I do still really feel like I'm behind the level curve by... Probably... We're like level 42 right now? I should probably be like level 45 right now, is my guess. I feel like I just don't know the... I feel like I just don't get the flow chart for how to level grind in this game, especially when it has the calendar system. In the Persona games, I, like, have it down pat. Maybe not down pat, but I know how to, like, level grind and know when I need to level grind in Persona games. And same for, like, I don't think I had any trouble when I needed to, like, catch up on levels in, like, Soul Hackers or TMS. But in this game, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little behind levels, but I don't really know, like... I don't know where to go to fix that. So hopefully the arena or the Coliseum, whatever it's called, will be the way to fix that. But, like, especially because most dungeons take, like, more than a day to travel to, I'm like, well, I can't travel there just to level grind. I'm gonna use 3 days just to go level grind. Like, I'll probably get some royal virtues up in the process, but it doesn't feel like a good use of days to me. And then the closer dungeons, I'm like, if I go to this dungeon, they're all gonna be so low level, I'll be able to insta-kill them, but will I have to spend, like... an hour just running around in circles to get any progress? Like, maybe if I was not doing a YouTube playthrough, I would do that while, like, just watching YouTube or something and not think much of it. But I can't really do that for a playthrough. It'd be so boring. Ovi wasn't at the church, but I thought I could feel her presence. Of course, maybe it was just my imagination.
What is it?
Ah, there's a back door here, if we just...
This is the place.
Rogue, I can feel Magla coming from behind this door, and it's not good. Let's take a look.
That's surely right.
Yes, if we're careful. They're not, like, causing some melancholisation in town or something, are they? I'm gonna open this door. I know that Kingdom Hearts is light.
Dear God.
Please help Mama and all the rest of the sick people. If you do, I promise to always pray a whole lot and be a good girl.
Close your eye.
Close your eye. Those voices.
Oh,
Yufa, Rogue! What are you doing down here in the basement? This is a sick room, you realize, for Ovi's mother and the others who are ailing. Ovi. They are faithful adherents afflicted with an illness we cannot identify. We even requested a skilled healer, but to no avail. No. Those afflicted are prone to violence as though they are not themselves, so we had to contain them here. That's right, Mama and everybody got possessed by something evil. That's why I go to church every day and pray for a really long time, and if I pray under the church, God will hear me faster, right? I don't think that's how that works. What about other treatments? Are there no other means of treating them? This illness appears to only affect followers of Sanctism, so it must be the doings of the devil. Well, we can still, like, try something else, though. Therefore, we must continue offering our prayers unto God. The only path to triumphing over melody is the path of profound faith. Listen, bro, I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of wisdom here. Praying and all is great. Like, go for it. Absolutely. But when you pray for something, if, like, medicine or other treatments come up that can fix the thing you're praying for, that is basically the answer to your prayer, whether you realize it or not. So, like, if you were praying and then there was some dude or some option that was like, oh, maybe this, like, treatment would work and help them, that's your prayer was answered right there, brother. You gotta take advantage of that.
But
But something's not right here. That smell I've been faintly sensing. If it's a smell, you're not sensing it, you're smelling it. I can see it now. You can see it? How do you see smells?
I won't.
This place is filled with stagnant magla, probably because far too many intense feelings are concentrated in one place.
About that.
You mean this is the same situation as in the Dragon God's temple? I don't mean to deny sanctism, but I simply cannot believe any of this can be resolved through prayer alone. There was a time in my hometown when our misguided prayers caused our God to become a calamity upon us. The Magla here reminds me of what I felt back then. Good intentions twisted by blind faith. I think continuing to pray so much may only serve to worsen the illness. Still your heretical tongue, pagan. Our prayers shall be heard.
No.
You don't know that for certain. You should use another method. Rogue.
Silence!
Silence? You're nothing more than a heathen. What could you possibly know? Mama!
Leave this place!
Their pain is only worsened by blasphemers who dare speak against God in this holy church. Leave here at once.
Shame to admit.
There are times when prayer is a comfort, like during times of illness, but to rely on it as your only means of succor? I can't imagine it.
If we do nothing.
And just think, that distorted Magla, born aloft on so much blindly zealous prayer, if it spreads, the whole town will be in danger. Okay, wait, I didn't realize this. Or if whenever the game explained this, I didn't realize it. Or I didn't remember, one or the other. Magla is just... So I knew Magla was created from, like, anxiety, like, bad feelings and stuff in general. But people just praying at a church can create, like, generate a bunch of Magla, which for sure has a negative effect? That's pretty whack. I think we need to take action.
That's surely right.
Yes, we can't let the disaster that happened in Etria repeat itself. And more than anything, I refuse to allow a young child who so loves her mother to go through what I did. I and many other islanders were devoted to a doctrine which marched my parents into an early grave. My heart still bleeds from that loss. Even if they scorn me as a pagan, I'm gonna do the best I can, just like when you helped me, Rogue. Rank up. Ayo, rank 4, halfway. I think she and Juno are both at 4 now. I don't think I'm gonna have anyone, because you can't, or at least I don't think you can. And sorry, something in my throat. I don't think you can inherit summoner moves. So I really don't think I'm gonna have anyone other than Yufa go down the summoning class. But the summoning class is really cool, so I'm gonna have Yufa, like, focus it for sure. However, if we try to persuade them now, they will only dig in their heels all the harder. Let's leave and come back when calm has been restored. Yeah, it's clever. Also means that we, you know, don't solve everything in one rank up. We have more rank ups to do. Back to the Virga Island Tavern. Ooh. Oh, yeah, we can get Haizme to 7 now. Okay, okay. But we can also get Juna to 5. I think Juna takes priority here. Haizme's rank 7 just gives, yeah, it just gives the ninja anyway, and we need to get Sniper to 10 before he can learn the ninja regardless, so it's not like we're in a rush. Yeah. So Juna definitely takes precedence because I need to get her battle hypnosis. I'm so nervous, it's time. Let's go talk to Juna. What are we at on the deadline? We still have 4 more days. I thought we were down to like 2 already. I wonder what the fake lance will be ready. What? When? Words? I said that wrong. I can't seem to calm down. I keep wondering how the performance of the festival will go. Sorry, I hardly recognize myself with all these heavy sighs. Everyone has their moments. Yeah, thanks. You're right, though. Sometimes it's okay to be vulnerable. I can't help but worry about it. Would she really scatter Erica flowers across the stage? Just thinking about it makes me shudder. What would you do if you were in my shoes? I'd love to know. The future is what you make it. Thank goodness we're already at rank 4 imagination to get Juna to 5. We're probably going to need a rank 5 stat to get her to 7, which is unfortunate if true. How do you stay so positive? But you're right, you know. I feel like I can do this. There's no point worrying about something that hasn't happened after all. I'll conquer this anxiety and I'll ensure this goes off without a hitch. They don't call me the songstress for nothing.
Now then.
Hopefully if Juna does need a rank 5 stat for one of her rank ups, it's her last one, because her last one I don't mind waiting on. I just really want to get her to 7 for battle hypnosis. Shall we head to Brawlhaven where the festival is being held? Are you ready? I am ready to rumble! Thanks, I know I've got nothing to fear with you there. I'll make this the best performance I've ever given.